Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are, welcome. Now, lately, there's been a big stink raised by some people who were interfacing with the fair sex. Undead Chronic had his server crashed by a guy who I had talked to and had gotten some pretty good advice about traveling to Thailand and Cambodia. But as a monk, I wasn't interested in any of his sexual escapades or any of that. So the advice I'd gotten him was about real estate and bureaucracy. And I talked to him last December, Sexpat, and he seemed like an all right guy. But, of course, I'm not a mover and a shaker, so he didn't try any of this political stuff that was going on. But apparently, some girl, Vox, I think her name is who's an artist over in Undead Chronic's war band, made him not post some stuff that was not safe for work in the, made him take that stuff down. That pissed him off, and he got rid of her, and he got rid of Chronic, and he got rid of the 4,000 people that called that place sort of a safe refuge. Now, Chronic, he makes no bones about it. He is not part of the manosphere. He has distanced himself from any of that crap. So I don't know why Sexpat decided he had to go after Chronic like this. It doesn't make any sense. And it's certainly an emotional decision, and it's elicited an emotional response. And I can, I can't condone either the attack or the response emotionally. Now, I can understand how Chronic's got to stand his ground and get back at this guy somehow, but the things I've heard about what are going to come down the pike are just sort of little pissy bitch, it's not really a manly response. Now, I'm not going to tell Chronic how to run his channel. Absolutely not. And that's really just the basis for what I'd like to talk about today. Do women have a place in the manosphere? Some people say yes. Some people say no. So I look to the Stoic tenets. What is the immutable fact of nature? Well, in this case, it's that both men and women exist. Okay? We exist. So women are going to be affected one way or another by what we do, who we have in our little chats and places like that. But I'd like to limit it to what I can do, because I have no power over anybody else. I certainly have no power over any of the hostilities that are going on right now. Personally, I'm a lot calmer than any of this, and it never would have happened in the first place if things were a perfect world. But we don't live in a perfect world. Although, it sure looks perfect from here. That's the beautiful thing about being out in the wilderness, is I don't have to deal with any of this crap on a daily basis. Historically, since the women's movement started, they have made a concerted effort to insert themselves into men's places where men speak to each other about manly things, where men's issues are discussed between themselves. You know, the men's club, if we're not talking about a strip joint, is a thing of the past. There have been lawsuits. You know, even the Boy Scouts were not safe. They had to bring girls into the Boy Scouts. It's the Boy Scouts, for God's sakes. But is there a place in the Boy Scouts for women? Yes, there is. It's called a den mother. Do we need to have a bunch of little girls running around in the Boy Scouts? Hell no. I was a Boy Scout. If you let your daughter loose to go camping with those little bastards, you're stupid. They are unruly. And chances are she's going to come home pregnant if she's old enough. Things kind of get a little crazy at Jamboree. That's where I learned how to make vodka. I don't think they probably do that anymore. But in the manosphere, the men's rights activists, the MRAs, they were completely derailed when they started letting women in to help with the activism. Now, I understand that women have to be, I guess, an ally would be the best term. We need to have women who have empathy for the plight of modern man. How we have been turned into second-class citizens who are only good for paying taxes and dying in wars and supporting the fucking broken nuclear family that's not anything other than nuclear fission at this time. But we have to work with our female counterparts somehow, some way, shape, form, or another. Now, there are guys out there who have found some decent women who are saying all the right things, but I have been lied to my entire life by one woman after another and society in general that I cannot take their goodwill. You know, I can't trust them. So in my place, if I ever have, a space that I open up or a server of my own, I'm not going to allow women to have any type of say. If they want to watch my videos, fine. But I'm a monk. I have forsworn relationships with women. And I personally do not have the ability to trust women anymore outside of my immediate family, and them only that much. I know my sister-in-laws pretty well, and I don't trust her. I know my mom very well, and I trust her up to a point. But as I've had happen in my divorce, a friend who I had known for 35 years was taken into my ex-wife's confidence and knew all of the fucking shit my ex-wife was doing. And I had taken this woman's children under my wing. They were very poor. When I was in the Navy, I bought them a computer so their boys wouldn't be frickin' computer illiterate. I paid for the oldest son to come out and visit me in Hawaii and did a tiger cruise back from Hawaii to California and paid for all of that. And this woman, his mother, completely stabbed me in the back. And I haven't talked to her since I found out that she knew what my ex-wife was planning and what my ex-wife was doing. Stealing from me, stealing from our family, cheating on me, and it meant absolutely nothing because of their, vaginal homogeny. So I don't trust women. And I don't know if I ever will. But I know that there have to be good women out there because I also believe in probabilities. Several of my friends online have good relationships with several female YouTube content creators that are sympathetic to men's plight. I can be civil with these people, but I don't think I ever want them talking for me. I don't know what you guys think about all this, but I've been burned way too many times. And it's cost me way, way, way too much money to think about allowing any woman power in my life. So therefore, I'm not going to let them have any type of power in my online presence. Now, my mind is also open. And I am a romantic. And I hope one day to find the unicorn. Who I can at least communicate with without the sword of Damocles hanging over my head. Well, I don't have to worry about putting the boys in blue on me if I say something wrong. Life is not fair at the moment for men. We are second-class citizens in our own country, and this is a situation that we as men have had a hand in making because of the white knights and the vote grabbers out there. It is not going to change overnight, and my position now is precarious because I have stepped away from society and have not established myself yet. Once I'm established, things might be a little different, but right now, until I get myself established here on this homestead, I have to keep a lower profile than I would like and not speak out nearly as much or as empathetically as I should. I see what's happened to my son. He is basically withdrawn within himself because he doesn't know what the hell to do in life. His mother has broken him. And even though he's 22 now, he is not growing up. At his age, I'm kind of glad he's not doing what I did at his age. I got kicked out of the house when I was 16. And I was doing a bunch of drugs, playing in a heavy metal band, flunking out of college. At that period of time, it was only $300 a semester to go to university. Now it's quite a bit more than that. And I know that because I just got finished putting my oldest daughter through university. And my youngest daughter's coming up. But my son, he works in a convenience store. He weighs 350 pounds, and he's maybe 6 foot tall. He does nothing but play video games and eat. And he doesn't want to do anything more. And I can't say that I blame him. Why should he? He's grown up with the gynocracy in school. My ex-wife drug him all over the country, and when she left me, I left her with a fully paid off $750,000 house, which she mortgaged and then lost. And now they're living in my frickin' in-laws' basement. You know, combined with the money that she embezzled, if I'd have had that lump sum, I'd have never had to work again in my entire life if I didn't feel like it. But she pissed it away because of the stupid laws that we have in this country. Because we allowed women into our spaces, let them have a say in making of laws, and they have taken advantage of us every turn. Every time they've had a choice to do right or to do wrong, they have chosen the path of self-centeredness. That's why I don't trust them. If the laws out there were applied equally across both genders, I have no problem with them. But they're not. You were always assumed to be the bad guy just because you got something swinging between your legs. And if women come into our spaces and start exerting pressure, they're going to fucking take over, just like they've done with everything else. And I caution you, gentlemen, who run these spaces, if you allow them in, you are writing your own death warrant. But you be you. And I'll hang out in the woods. Be ungovernable.